Okay, so it's almost 7, so maybe we shall start. So hello everyone, so this is the last user group meetup of this year. So today we are going to talk about the events, but before talking about the events, good to see you all. I can see so many old friends here. You have been supporting our user group for the whole year. So thank you all of you to come tonight. And before we unpacking the event, let's recap what we have done in 2025 for AWS user group Hong Kong. So before that, let me ask one more question. How many of you have attended the recap of the event this afternoon? Recap. So you want to listen to the events the second time, right? So, never mind. Don't worry. I hope that our sharing section won't disappoint you because we will have another perspective to talk about AWS event. If you're almost the first time or if you do not know user group, so we are a group of volunteers hosting meetups throughout the years. In this year, we have successfully hosted 9 meetups from March till, including to tonight. So every time we talk about different topics, we talk something that AWS would like to talk or they do not like to talk. We will show you everything from users' perspective. We also co-host with other organizations in Hong Kong. If you are interested to host or talk, maybe next year you can find one of the evening to come to our meetup and then do some sharing. And one of the most favorite meetup for me, I'm not sure which one is the favorite of yours, is the Builder Card in the very beginning of this year. So we play the Builder Card games, we host the tournament. Many friends told me that was their first time playing Builder Cards. And the most happiest thing in this kind of meetup is that we also send out Builder Cards during that night. If you also want to play Builder Card, please let me know. We will host more next year, probably, because each year they have new version. So tonight, I'm not sure if anyone of our guests have been playing Builder Cards in the event. They have a new version, new expansion, so I didn't play that, but maybe our guests did. And usually we should host 12 meetups in 1 year because we should host in every single month. But this year we have a very special event, which is the Community Day. Anyone have joined us in November? Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, so many of you have joined us in November. Yeah, so that was the first time in Hong Kong. I'm not so sure if we have the second time because, because most of the budget are actually coming from AWS. So if they don't sponsor us, maybe we couldn't have such a large scale community day. So the most budget we spend is on the speakers and the venue. Indeed, of course, I know that the venue we have some trouble because of the national game. But anyway, most of the budget, remaining budget we spend on speakers to invite the foreign speakers in Hong Kong to talk about many sections many knowledge that we couldn't have in the meetup sessions. And yeah, so they have made a video. I'm not sure because I actually haven't watched it yet. Do they have? Oh, they don't have a sound here. Maybe there will be a technical problem because we also have another video to play. So they have support. I don't know. This is the first time I watched the video myself. Why is that? Yeah. This is a good timing to do the technical check. Output HDMI. Yeah, I did.
Mind blowing. Everyone come to here to learn the latest.
It's okay.
AWS technology through the community, not commercial.
What I really love about this event is that there are many overseas speakers from different countries.
Don't be afraid of asking questions. It will let you to learn a lot, and in general, it's much more fun.
Terraform AWS
Right now,
main
I
contributor
will
or
use
the author?
AWS Cloud to my creating an AWS, creating an application, integrating an automation.
I was here today to present on the topic of financial operations, on FinOps and how that works for businesses and why it's such an important component of working successfully with AWS.
Today, I was able to share agent code to develop and deploy a highly scalable agent in the AWS ecosystem.
看到了不同文化、不同时区的人一起来交流 AWS 以及最近的 AI 的一些技术，其实收获满满。
还有很重要的，可以交到很多朋友，希望以后能够更多的参与。
I'm really happy and grateful to be part of the first ever community day here in Hong Kong.
Super proud to be one of the presenters here, and I hope everyone here will continue to build on AWS.
好開心可以學到咁多嘢，聽講 Community Day，耶！
So you can see actually there we have many foreign speakers, and you can see that some of them they are AWS community builder, some of them they are user group leader. Yeah. So for this, we have actually a core team, community members, Cyrus, Richard, Fred. Andy is not here today, and Adriel is not here today. Yeah. So yeah, this is the team of us, and we have spent around like 4 months. I had to 4 months. I had to plan this community day. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I enjoyed myself. Also, we have I should have put the QR code here. Actually, Cyrus and his student teams have taken all the videos and they have put it online in the YouTube channel. So if you have missed any sessions, if you realize that, oh, some speaker, you want to hear what they have talked about again, so please feel free to browse the YouTube channel. So we have put all the videos online. And so go back to user group. For this whole year, for this live meetups, actually we have volunteer teams. So it's actually a bit overlapping with community day, but mostly Eddie, Fred, and Richard. So they have, they have spent most of the time with me, and then to host, to find speaker, to think about okay what we should do in the meetup. And most of the graphic actually is designed by Fred. If you have noticed that last year we don't have much fancy poster, but this year we have a much more fancy design. Mostly it is drawn by Fred. And of course we couldn't skip our core support. Actually it's from AWS. Yeah. So the pizza you have eaten throughout the years, the drinks that you enjoy, the menu here, the air conditioning here, of course it's from AWS. Without AWS, we maybe have to, I don't know, maybe we could only do online and then I will do a Zoom at home and then there was no food at all. Luckily we have such a great support, so that's why you can enjoy very, I would say, you can enjoy pizza and drinks. And yeah, because we have promised our sponsor of the community day that we will mention them every time. So yeah, this is the moment for them. And again, thanks to everyone supporting AWS user group. I can see we still have some time to wait for one of the speakers coming to, yeah, I guess she's in the traffic. Don't worry. So, before I invite them to come out, what to do? Oh yeah, we can watch a video first, yes. So, in case you do not know, so this video, suppose I want them to sit here and then it's so weird to sit here for 5 minutes to watch the videos. Well, this video actually is from AWS CTO. It's not Amazon CTO, it's Amazon Web Services CTO.
He is also.
You also see that? Amazon.com CTO. And yeah, so he said that that we thought that he was going to retire, but then he said he is not. But then he will not go to a stage to give keynotes anymore. So this year we went will be his last keynote. I'm not sure if you have watched the video. How many of you have watched the videos of CTO keynote? No one? Okay, so it's a good time to watch watch this because it's quite inspiring. So maybe we can take 5 minutes to watch this.
End of the developer?
I've heard that before.
Hello, Ray. What you doing?
Oh, you know, organizing yesterday's program cards, which got dropped, figuring out why the machine keeps stopping on card 442, logging this really awkward bug at the Valval compiler, and talking to you. Anything new at head office?
I've been reading about this, COBOL?
Yes, that's the new high-level language.
It's amazing. Now anyone can write code.
I don't know about anyone. Writing software is pretty tricky.
Soft. What?
Software.
Where?
What you reading?
Learning some VB.
Visual programming, huh? Coding's history, Marty. Drag and drop is the future.
Drag and drop is still code. It still has bugs, and it still needs an engineer.
Everything fails all the time.
Is this for real? Could cloud mean there will be less engineers?
Less engineers. Time for an airdrop.
Huh. Servers in minutes? Scale on demand? Pay as you go? Wow. You learn something new every day.
You build it, you run it.
Mom? Oh, sweetie, don't forget to call out.
Like that, Marty. Nice wormhole, isn't it? Mind if I join you?
Boy, you could
maybe skip this one.
Is this the end of development as we know it?
Or is it just another new beginning?
Please welcome the Vice President and CTO of Amazon.com, Dr. Werner Vogels.
So we're not going to watch the whole keynote because that's lasts for an hour and longer. But then, each year, Dr. Werner keynotes start with a very inspiring short movie, and then you can see that in such a 5 minutes, he already, to talk so many inspiring quotes to help us to rewind how development and how development works. So anyway, I hope that video brings all of you just like as if you are in the venue of the event. And now, so may I invite some of the panelists tonight. So we will talk about re-events. For real, it's not just a recap. It's not just talking about services. We also want you to feel like you are in the re-event with us. So we have a few guests tonight that they have been re-events in the start of this month. So first of all, may I invite Karen. So she's she's Wildest grant. And then Cyrus, AI hero. Richard, security hero. And finally we have a very official default. Oh my guys. I try to be more casual and maybe if we have time, you guys can also ask questions to ask them about the experience in the event. So first of all, I would like to ask all of you how many times have you been in event? First time in event, Karen. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth, and Cyrus is like 7. Okay, wow, 7 times. So I think I may ask the first timer. So why would you go to the event? How do you go? I think most of us were not trying to buy the tickets, and how would you go to the event?
For the reason why I go to AWS event because it is AWS event. So it's a wonderful event. Because this year I received the All-Wheels grant, and this is a very historical program that allows builders with less than 5 years which have financial needs. So all of your flight tickets, hotel, and also the conference pass are also included in this program. And actually I can give some of my background to you all. From the first year I know about AWS, I am serving as a student ambassador. And then after 2 years, I got selected in a global program called AWS Cloud Club. And I become one of the AWS Cloud Club captain. And the next year, I got into AWS to be the business development intern. And now I'm also serving as a staff in one of the AWS client, one of the financial institution. So this is my journey, and I want to explore why the AWS event is that attractive that makes you visit more than 5 times.
Oh yeah. So I think that's my question. So I understand first time. So why would you go second time?
Yes, because I'm AWS hero for 9 years, and AWS hero suppose they invite us to all hero to reinvent every year. Oh, battery. Yes, this work. This is the main reason they invite us to there. But very important is that even though there's the invitation, I suppose it's a bit tough. You need to travel for just return 3 days at least normally, and then just rush to the conference for 5 days every year. But even though so many years I have been in AWS, it's still very attractive. As if you are a tech guy, you're supposed to be able to learn really a lot of interesting topic there. And somehow the keynote is very amazing. Actually, I joined Rona keynote for many years. Every year they got something very interesting introduction video like that. And also, it's supposed for me, I want miss a lot of AWS management level people in events. Suppose I can get a lot of up-to-date information and support due to I can be able to in person to meet some management level guy there, and also internationally I meet all the hero, and we can exchange and share a lot of knowledge and culture whatever on tech culture globally. It is somehow, even though many times there, but still be exciting and interesting to go with them. Yeah.
How about Richard? Because I know that you are also the same batch as me. So suppose that you only can go 3 times, but you have said this is the 4th time of your event. So how fifth time? Fifth time. What's the other 2 times? How could you? Why would you?
Actually, the first time is in 2019. It was a deep racer. I was finale of 64. One of the 64 finale get the ticket, flight ticket, hotel, and also the conference ticket to get there. But I lose in the first round, and then
don't worry, my student also like him, and everyone knows in the first round.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to me because I lose in the first round, and I don't need to attend the qualifying session for the remaining of the week. I can go to explore the event in that year. So, and then the second time is in 2022. After the COVID, I was selected as a speaker in the Dev Lounge, but the flight ticket is still paid by me. So. It is quite expensive, and then the remaining 3 times is because I'm AWS hero. The Amazon sponsor us to go to reInvent, and then I said why not? Yeah. And for why I'm going to reInvent is I feel like Sarah's actually mentioned a lot of points that you can go to reInvent, but remember reInvent is just a 4.5-day event, and we don't have enough time to do all the things. So every year I go to reInvent, I try to figure out what should I do. Like last year, I tried to meet friends, and then the whole week I'm sitting in the community hub to meet all the friends, and I make a lot of new friends as well. But I feel regret because I went to reInvent and then I didn't even attend 1 session. So I feel this reInvent is not completed to me because it's like a checkbox. You need to go to some session, make some new friends, have some fun party. So this year I tried to do all the things. So I at least attended 2 sessions this year. So it's like a check the box. So maybe next year I will have other priorities. I will do the experiment on how to survive the week.
So the scheduling is very challenging in the event. The main problem is that if you have ever been US, everywhere is very far away. For your event, actually, we will cover the whole of the campus, so-called casino in Vegas, and then it's very far away. You need to think about how long time you need to travel, traffic jam, you go there, you can't come back, and then you will miss something, and there's a lot of trade-off on scheduling in the event.
We ended up like adding 30 minutes to our travel time and then you have to plan around your schedule because there may be some that are all the way at the bottom in Causeway Bay, which has a lot more of the developer stuff, but then up top has more of the expo and the other breakout session. People tend to like schedule around where they will be around those times. That's another challenge.
A lot of conflict of scheduling to think about go A or go B or go C every day.
So I think how many of you have been Vegas before? Vegas. So most of you haven't been Vegas. Just imagine this is just a Macau. But then for the events, they didn't host the whole event in one hotel. They put like 4 hotels.
Yeah,
5.
no, six.
So yeah, you have to go around.
People.
Yeah, you have to go around from the Indonesian and to Londoner to Parisian, and then you have to pick every session and yeah.
It's still just 66,000 people.
Yeah,
joining.
60,000.
Yes.
And from the north to the south, I think it's like 4 to 5 kilometers away.
Yeah,
So if you want to go to the northern part to the southmost part, I think it takes at least 60 minutes of transit.
The Mandalay Bay and MGM is very far away.
Yeah, there are shuttles, but there's a lot of traffic.
So I also want to ask Clifford, because right now we understand that if you want to go to events, the field is be 0, or if you are under 5 years periods, you can apply the Orbit grant, or submit a topic in that launch, and then you can participate yourself.
Yeah, be a speaker is another solution.
Yeah.
So
how
Lightning talks, chalk talks.
Yeah.
There are some developer, especially when you start working with our developer relations or developer experience team, there's a lot of opportunities there to travel, because the developer experience team does a lot of community engagements around, not just for reInvent, but for like all sorts of community days, all sorts of events around Asia, around the world, and there's always going to be events, and they're more than willing to always have a bit of budget to sponsor.
Yeah. So how about Clifford? I mean, so you as a AWS staff, because I think why would you go? Because I don't see every staff has to go.
He go there to work.
I go there to work.
Every time you see him there, he's very busy and very tired. It's not easy job for him.
It's a lot of fun. And I will say that for employees, it can also, I would think that it's actually a little bit harder, because even within, the only reason we get to go to reInvent as employees is if we're fulfilling a specific role. That's through speaking, public speaking. Very rarely do we get to go just because our customers are going. That's usually, even within like the account managers, there's very, very few tickets for that. So even within, like, I'm from the SA team, the solutions architect team, so even within us, like, there are a lot of different ways, similar to globally. Either we submit topics, breakout sessions, which is very difficult because we're competing globally. We have a deadline to submit a topic, and we're competing with everyone around the world, all the SAs around the world, all the technical people around the world. And we have to pick interesting topics that our customers would like, and then they go through a very stringent process and months of hard work, and maybe you don't even get picked to go. But for us as employees, I think it's because we're going there to work. We don't attend sessions. We're not allowed to attend sessions. We're kind of there to work, but it's really fulfilling to be able to. I think networking is a very interesting aspect that I didn't think about when I first got the chance to go. Not just with other customers, like in social events, I can talk to customers from around the world and understand more about other use cases that might be relevant to Hong Kong or my customers here. But also internally, like I get to meet a lot of other colleagues who I don't normally get to work with, and suddenly there's more things to collaborate on. So I'm one of the more luckier ones that I've gone 4 times now. Most of us usually only go once, if at most once or twice. I was very fortunate enough, if you've ever attended our summits, our Hong Kong summits, and attended one of our game days, I'm usually the one running those. So for those who don't know, an AWS game day is kind of like a workshop, but it's gamified. It's not prescriptive. It gives you challenges, and you have to kind of compete with other teams to try and complete tasks and score. It's a very fun, gamified learning exercise. And so I got connected with the global team from there, started working with them, and was very fortunate enough to be invited to run that. And I think it's really cool to go from a Hong Kong summit where we had at most like 40, 50 people to suddenly hosting a game day for over 300. That's 70 something tables of teams of 4. And I think we ended up having like 10 to 12 people supporting those, and I will tell you, it's a very different experience. I'm running around helping, like the size of the room. I completed my move goal by the end of the game day. Like, I watch my stats and I'm like, even though it's one room, I never leave the room. I'm running around so much. I'm walking kilometers because I'm like back and forth, end of the room, back of the room. Suddenly someone brings their hand over there. Suddenly someone needs help over there. It's very intense, but it's very interesting for us as employees to see running events at that scale and the kind of quality or kind of how we should do things for our customers at that scale, which kind of leads me to think bigger in Hong Kong and go, oh, well, actually, there's some things that some other teams in other countries are doing that you can actually bring to Hong Kong, make it more fun, make it more interesting, learn more things. That's generally, that's kind of why I feel excited to go, and it's fun.
Right.
We do get to go to the parties.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get to go to the sessions, but I can still go to the parties.
Yeah, there are also parties. And so since I think not every one of you have attended the weekend this afternoon, so I think besides this side stuff, not the main track, but we still reserve a little bit of time to talk about some new announcements. So I've asked a few guests here what announcement they would like to highlight. So I picked a few slides. So if it is your slide, you can talk about it. What would you like? Your favorite announcement here?
Yeah, this one, the Internet Security Agent is announced in Tuesday. I think the Tuesday keynote is very interesting. Governments use the entire keynote to talk about AI and reserve the last 10 minutes for other 25 non-AI announcements. So I need to pick some AI related stuff. So I picked this AWS Security Agent. So in the keynote, they announced 3 frontier agents. The first one is Kiro Autonomous Agent, and then the second one is the Security Agent, and the third one is DevOps Agent. So why I picked Security Agent is because it did not a very good job, but it's better than I expected. Actually, I tried it last week. I tried to ask the agent to pen test my web app and really find some findings that normally cannot be found via simple vulnerability scan. It read my code and actually know what framework my code is using and how my application logic looks like, and specifically do some bad things on my web app to check if there's any vulnerability. So it's really like I would say a junior pen tester is. It really like I hire a junior pen tester to pen test my web app, but it's still in preview stage. It's not generally available yet. So I still don't know how capable it is. I will keep trying, but maybe you guys can also, if you want to see how and more importantly, because it's still in preview, so it's free. So you guys can always try it. It's very good.
Can I put some competitors' website and then set up right?
This one is very good. I should praise AWS. They already think about it. They think about someone that use this to hack others' website. So you need to do the DNS verification before doing the test.
Yeah, but this is you try. It's mentioned is something called frontier agent. This is another name. And they say that those 3 agents is different from other agents because this is long running. It's not just you're paying that somehow we using the AI is about the context window, and you're supposed not able to run it too long. You need to pay. But this is a mystery. They describe that this agent is already long running and non-stop.
Yeah. Actually, I started the pen test and it do all the thing in I think two hours.
Yeah.
I think. And then the agents actually figure out how to pen test my app. I give the GitHub repository access to the agent, so they will distribute the task to read the code and then decide what pen test step I need to do, and all is autonomously do.
Also, it seems to be no time limit. They say that. I haven't tested, but it's supposed in the past you will be trust based.
I don't know if this can be said, but actually this is one of the benefits of AWS Hero is we always have the invitation from the AWS team to do the beta test. So I actually did the beta test before they announced it, and when I try it, I actually run for 24 hours and still non-stop. And then I need to stop it because you spend a lot of time to doing the pen test. So I think it's no time limit.
Suppose they told us that this is something like a non-sleeping. You hire someone non-sleeping, give continuous to monitor your security, monitor your system like a laptop developer. It's not just a simple other agent style, but I still the similar metrics. As you know, the agent one is supposed to have some causing issue, but this cause like this will never stop.
You will never stop. So I'm just wondering how good it will be. Just jump into the rabbit hole and then keep pen testing.
Yes, I think I'm very surprised. Metric, how much they integrate that we don't know, and suppose it's very crazy.
But maybe we put this discussion on stage.
So we talk more about content. It's still lots of famous announcements you guys make. So
I just have to say really quick that the heroes are really loved within AWS. They get access and they know this stuff before we do. Like they get a lot of this information we actually only know when it's announced.
Yeah.
And they know before us.
We are pilot tester in general.
And they test it before we even get our head. So sometimes when they come to us and ask us about it, I'm only just starting to test it. So I trust Richard's judgment fully.
But that's something not beta, it's alpha and even earlier, so it's a lot of fun. If you log 10, you can try a lot.
So this one is a new function. So who picked this one?
I think that was me.
Yeah, me.
Oh, you?
I select also. Yeah, new function.
Then you go for it.
Oh, no.
I want to hear from the heroes.
Sorry, just some. This one is lovely. This may not be new name. If you know other vendor is some durable function for me.
Not a new concept, yes.
Yeah, but I can say I'm the user of them, but this is very difficult to use but yes, that's when you got bug. The debug is extremely painful, so not using it, not many users. But suppose that this time AWS is nice one. The durable function is very highly simplify your code development. In the past, one of the key issues that you're raising on that function is supposed to short life, say 15 minutes or some limitation. You need to use that function to decompose your application into microservice and then do something more. You need to take more time or more complex. But this time you can just directly using the software style, just in Python, everything in Python. You're just able to have the context management, and then you can able to split your job inside the Lambda. Actually, behind the scene, you decompose the Lambda function to be a lot of small steps just in Python, and you don't need to have other service. It's for coding side not good.
I'm a developer at heart, and anytime I had to build, I used AWS before I joined AWS, and anytime there was any complex workflows, doing it in Lambda was a little bit painful because we had step functions. We have step functions, but in order to build, let's say, a complex workflow where there's if else logic, parallel execution, waiting logic, you can't use Lambda alone because of the execution timeout. So what you would end up doing is building a step function, a state machine, and define that all out. Step functions is great if you have a bunch of different other services that you need to integrate with, connect to all these different things. But I had many situations where all my code was in Lambda, so every single flow was calling the same Lambda function, just calling different parts of it, and then everything becomes decoupled. I have 10 different files doing the flow logic, but then the business behavior of that was defined elsewhere in step functions, and then it was very kind of complicated to try and anytime we make changes.
JSON
yes, the
answer is just a JSON program.
This is all like how they pass between the steps is all JSON. So like, what if one step passing to another step, I malformed it, passed it into something else.
JSON transform programming.
It's very yes. It's very.
And now the durable functions are supposed to be much simpler. The main problem is that the data transfer and transformation in the past using step function, you need to learn a coding style or a language derived by AWS. But now it is quite straightforward. You just call function and then the context variable be able to help you to capture the data you're passing through it. You can do something very simple and then you can do a map reduce with lambda function now. But in the past, wow, it takes a lot of JSON processing.
Yeah. What is really cool about this is that it introduces the concepts of checkpoints. Yeah. So you could define, as Cyrus mentioned, you can define steps. So you create your context and then you create steps. Each step could just be a regular function call. And then Lambda handles when it runs, let's say you run steps, send an email, and then you wait for them. You need to wait for someone to validate their email. You can now create a step that sends the email and create a step that waits for the confirmation, a callback. And then it checkpoints that step. It knows that it finished that send email step. So you can rerun it and it will check the checkpoint logs, that checkpoint history, and rehydrate the results of that into, rather than it being, when it waits and then it hydrates it back up and it just pre-fills the variable with the results of that call. And then you can wait for, let's say, a callback. So when someone confirms their email, you re-invoke the Lambda, but you say, okay, this is the session, this is the context, this is the execution context that we were running under, and it just rehydrates all those steps until the step that it was waiting for, and then continues on from there. So you can build that entire, let's say, registration flow, register the person's email, wait for their confirmation. You can wait almost, I think, for up to a year, but you can set your own timeout. You can set it for the duration of the email, the lifetime of the email. Once they verify it, run the next step, maybe send a welcome email, then you can even build out like simple marketing campaigns where you send the email, wait 5 days, and then send another email. You can, the possibilities are endless, and it's beautiful. Because I love it because it finally makes it cohesive and like a programmer's kind of view, where if you have a simple enough workflow, like you can build complex workflows, but again, if it's overly complex, I would probably distribute that into using something like Airflow or step functions. But if you have simple enough workflows that makes it that you feel is overkill if you break it all apart, durable executions make it straightforward to treat it like a single application, single execution, and you just leave it running, and you pretend like it's running a long-term running job, but behind the scenes it stops running. So you're only charged for those execution moments. So you get that Lambda benefit of serverless usage, and then it pauses when it doesn't need it, when it's waiting for something. And then you can also call other Lambda functions, you can run things in parallel. There's a whole bunch of different things. It's GA, right? Yeah. I was so worried not to say preview. No,
it's GA.
Yes.
GA now.
I'm really happy about this because when they announced this GA, it was only available in a very random region. It was only available in Ohio. But yes,
globally now.
As of last week, it's now available in many regions, including Hong Kong, like 22 something regions. So I was a bit worried about that. It's very hard to tell customers, this is a really cool thing. Use Ohio region. But now, yes. It's now baked into most of the regions now.
Yeah. So you guys love the announcement more than I expect. So maybe I skip a few slides for Carrot Report. It's over 2 topics.
Yeah. It's also
you guys also pick this one.
Okay. Well, I think this is a very impressive innovation because during the moments I see this invention in the keynotes, I don't have direct expectation about this technology because I think it's just a speech-to-speech board. But when I go out to the real venue, I feel there is a perfume expo that is really attractive, and then actually it's take me lots of time for queuing. And every time when I pass through this roof, there's a guy next to it and say that you have to queue more than 2 hours. And every time when I want to go there late, maybe like 4 p.m., and then it will say, oh, we are closed. Sorry. So yes, and this is AWS re:Invent. That's one thing you must learn is time management, and also learn about how to go to the session wisely. So I'm really happy about having this technology because you just go in front of the machine and you can talk about yourself and also answering their questions, and then they will make customized perfume for you. And perhaps our AWS hero or colleagues can explain the technology behind.
I don't think I can answer that. Yeah. I don't think we were allowed. They kind of told us employees weren't allowed because there were too many customers. So I only saw Fragrance Lab and I'm like, I have no idea what this is. So it's cool. So I defer to
I'm the user of Sonic Nova. Actually, I shared the talk in re:Invent this year, and not the first time I shared talk a few times already. And this one is about Nova. This year I shared about how to use the Amazon Nova to control robot. Maybe you have been either summit, you see Hong Kong. I also do have some proof and TechFest also. And this is Amazon Nova 1, Sonic 1, not 2. But the power of this somehow is already quite powerful for the version 1. But the version 2 I haven't tested detail. But on top of the accuracy, and speed is. But something very interesting, I go to US, the speed is very much faster. This is something I found that I'm doing in Hong Kong with delay. But doing in Vegas, the Sonic is really very fast. Suppose you know that this is a streaming model. It is quite different from other streaming in, streaming out. It's a stream for the voice in and a stream for the voice out. And this kind of model is very different from other LLM. Suppose you normally also have stream mode, but it's a test in, test out stream. But this one is voice in, voice out model. And you know that from Amazon, unless it's many years. And that's the reason why the purely voice model, this Amazon Sonic performance is quite nice. And also you feel it's much more natural. And the difference is that this kind of model, you can interrupt your conversation, not just like the classical one. You talk something, if you interrupt it, it may not be able to feedback to you. But this is very like a human. You can build anything on Amazon Sonic, and you just talk to him, talk to it naturally. Like a human, you don't like just stop it and then it will feedback very fast. It's something different. This kind of model is the special one for local family. It's a Sonic, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I pick one or two more to talk about it. So S3 vectors.
Yeah, I also picked this one, but with Q4 this is a nice one. Since the vector store for the AI model is very important, as you need to do the pattern called RAG, everyone know about it. It's just a name, a database. You need to capture the related information based on a sequence of number, so-called vector. But you know, in general, all vector database is not cheap. Okay, but this one is crazy cheap.
One of the biggest challenges.
Every random.
Because usually they'll treat vectors as a completely separate database.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll try and overlay it with the existing like Postgres.
Yeah, they're hybrid mode.
but I think a majority of customers, when they start experimenting with this, with RAG and chatbots, they don't want to modify their entire database. So they end up spinning up on their own another database solely for like vector searches. But that ends up being costly, and it's interesting because when they build a chatbot, a majority of the cost ends up being the vector.
Yeah, the more expensive is in the database, not about the chatbot and also the LLM. You want it every hour, and then you charge very expensive as the vector database is very costly in general. But this one SV vector, SV is just pay as you go, and then serverless pay as you go. On top of number of query and storage, as I know. And this is relatively, this is the cheapest one maybe in the market. And also SV is supposed to be very stable. And you don't have to worry about the case. And yeah, it's something very exciting for your big application. You can just try SV vector for RAG now.
What I found really interesting with S3 vectors, even we didn't know, because when we first announced S3 vectors in preview during
Frank was on it, I think.
Like a few months ago.
Yeah, not long.
During preview, the throughput was quite low.
Yeah.
And so we were like within our internal teams, because we had no idea what this was going to look like when it GA'd. We were positioning it more as if you have internal use cases or small or lightweight loads, but where we were saying S3 vectors could not handle like large scale. But then when they announced the GA, they increased the throughput by tenfold or something.
But suppose it's quite dense.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay. So it wasn't for just internal testing. There were a lot of so this might actually be because one of the things that most customers wanted to try was, or kept asking us, is do you have serverless vector stores, which we have pseudo serverless.
Originally, they use OpenSearch to do as the vector database in general.
Which we also question the term serverless, even internally, but it's not full serverless in the sense of pay-as-you-go. There's still a minimum compute unit, and you scale by compute unit rather than by instances. So there's still a bare minimum cost, even though we lowered it. I think in the past, serverless, OpenSearch serverless still required
medium charge.
But it was much higher, and then we also lowered that. But even then, there's still a minimum cost.
Medium charge for hourly.
Exactly. So, but now we have like a truly serverless where you just pay per query, pay per storage. So if you're building a RAG solution, if it's not being used, you're only paying for storage, and then you only pay per request.
And actually, a lot of applications is really not high volume required. It's just a small chatbot for a minimum sub agent, and you don't need to very high throughput. You just want it work, and they're very cheap. If it not run, don't pay. You use agent core. And then plus the serverless vector DB is a nice pattern, it's the cheapest one, no longer. And I also have another announcement about OpenSearch is that they have the GPU support if you want to query the vector effectively in OpenSearch with GPU. It is something apart from it.
So since we are pretty much running out of time, so maybe I will skip a few. Just to show you that our guest today actually also picked up Lambda management instances. Chatbot training for high
is money issue,
right? But actually they picked up Nova 2 Lite. I didn't know they picked Nova 2 Lite or Pro or only. So anyway, so if you
reasoning model,
everything is AI, right? Everything is AI.
So it's a lot of AI.
If you guys would like to know more, maybe you can talk to them after the talk today, because I still reserve some time. As I mentioned, if you have attended recap, I wish you to know more about things around VMware. So actually, they have talked about it. So actually, they sent us some photos. They sent me some photos about what they have done in the VMware. So this one
that's Intel. The simple bot has been I'm surprised they are using the simple bot in the Intel book. I also buy a lot in Hong Kong, and that's what I am doing. Exactly, Intel also doing it.
I thought it was your bots first.
As for those. Yeah, not it's Intel. I remember Intel supposed to. Yeah, Intel or AMD, something like that.
So I joined the AWS Cloud Club Capstone alumni dinner there, and one of the very key messages I learned there is the AWS community never ends when you graduate. It still exists and it's growing when even now all of us is in this atmosphere. And one thing I also learned about is there's many passionate students trying to make the AWS community greater. For example, I met one of the Philippine students. He's trying to make our database that can accumulate all of the the sponsors or the AWS alumni and also the colleagues. Info there. So I think it's really touching and very energetic when seeing all of those new faces, and amazing to meet people across from all of the countries. So let's see if you guys join any parties. I heard there are many crazy parties.
So, talking about party, actually there's a website called conferenceparties.com. It's not only for event. If you guys go to any tech conference, you can search on conferenceparties.com and see if there's any after party.
And I missed that website actually. When the last day when I in Hong Kong, like before my flight, I saw that website.
It's already full. You need to get one before
registration.
Yes.
So you don't need to worry about your dinner.
Yeah, every time I remember I have go for cup. One of them, one is in Japan. Japan is in the ice bar. Yeah, I thought the program in Japan is there ice
Even
bar.
for breakfast, they also
Breakfast party. And then also for Hero, we go MongoDB every time. Yeah. Every day we fit by MongoDB. As MongoDB want a launch for all the Hero, and then everyone go there for their first lunch.
A lot of the big partners will have permanent space for that entire week.
Yeah.
So like this restaurant.
Yeah, they all the restaurants for in the Vegas, and then every day they have a event there, like a party or meetup, whatever, and then you just. If you are the user, and then it will be easy to apply it. When you are not user, you want to be a user, you say it, and then you can get it.
I think that's conversely the worst part of reInvent is that there's too many things going on. It can be a little overwhelming because you will feel a lot of FOMO. You will constantly fear that if I go here, will I miss out something there? If I'm here, if I do this. Or should I, and then it turns out to be kind of not what I wanted. Will I have time to run over to do another event? But honestly, I think you're not going to ever know whether you make the right choice or not. Because
4 hours every day.
Yeah.
And people are very passionate, like especially because I thought the keynote is start at 9 a.m. So I can just go there queuing like 90 minutes earlier. I think it's the most. But then when I go to eat breakfast, and then it's like, wow, so many people queuing already.
You actually reminded me. So, has anyone done our AWS jams before? It's very similar to game days, but it's more as part of the training and certification side. They follow very similar logic. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing that up. Where we run our game days is the same space as Jam, so we're always fighting for prime spot with them. Like previous years, we got some really nice spot, but this year we were very worried because we got the time slots that we don't get to choose. So they gave us our time slots, and it hit every keynote. So Tuesday, 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. was my PM. Yeah. We were running our Agentic AI game day. That was our flagship game day from my team. And we were so worried because it hits Matt Garman's keynote, the CEO, and it was the first keynote of the event. So it's going to be we're like, this is going to overlap the keynote.
But this would be safe, as there's too many people in Vegas.
Exactly.
and then the whole for the keynote is says a few thousand, few thousand people. It's 3%, 2% maybe maximum. And then it's full already, and then most of you is just watching the TV in the breakfast room in the hotel, and then go to workshop and then watch together.
What surprised me was that our game day was supposed to start at 8 a.m. So as part of the support team, we had to arrive at 7 a.m. For a roll call.
The people already queue up.
I arrived at 6:30. I walked in, and there was someone standing at the queue. And I look over and I go, is that one of our people, or is it a customer? No, it was a customer. He was already queuing up at 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why.
I know why, because you host in Mandalay Bay, right?
Yes.
Mandalay Bay, keynote is in Venetian, is in the northmost part. Mandalay Bay is in the southmost part. If she is in Mandalay Bay, she's not going to the keynote, so she chooses your game day.
Yes, we realized that very quickly. We were very surprised that we were almost full house. We had capacity for, I think, 80 tables, 320. We ended up having just over 300 people. I think that was the most we've ever had in a game day. Usually it's about like 200 something, especially for a morning session. So yeah, everyone's going to be doing everything. You're not going to be able to do everything. Don't worry about, oh, I can't get into the keynote, I wish I could have. There's a million different other things to do. I every time I've gone to reInvent, I've never actually seen everything. I've never actually gone around. This time around, we had a sports pavilion. I didn't go. I didn't get to go. I was busy running around everywhere else. There we go.
Oh yeah, this one is taken by me. It's the sports forum.
Yes.
There are a lot of games you can play, like the F1 simulator. There's you can play as a pit crew to change the F1 car tire. Yeah.
I never saw this. I only saw pictures.
And this picture is me playing the F1 simulator. and because I play the arcade game very often, so my first try is just 2 seconds slower than the best time, but 2 seconds is very much already. So yeah.
One advantage about all business ground is when you go to keynote, you can sit in the first row of the venue. So you at least secure your seats, but you still have to wake up so early. I wake at 5 a.m. every day during my reInvent. So when I go back to my workplace, I say I'm so fortunate about working in here because I can wake up at 8 a.m.
Actually, I think that it's beneficial for us, or we have an advantage, because one thing I've learned from going to reInvent is that jet lag is to our benefit. Because I wake up with random times.
We are at 5 a.m. and take a breakfast. I still have time to wait.
I was so worried. I'm like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. I have to be at the event. I barely wake up at 7 a.m. How am I going to make it there? No, I woke up at 5, and I'm ready. I've already had breakfast, coffee, and they're wide awake. My coworkers are all tired. I'm like,
that's the reason why I need to go for party every night. Otherwise, I can't sleep. It's just totally crazy, Jen.
I usually stay behind the weekend, but mostly everyone's always asking me like, oh, if you're staying behind the weekend after, what are you doing? You must be going sightseeing. I'm like, no, I'm sleeping. We're doing like 6 a.m. until midnight to 1 a.m. Like we get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. This year, my flight back from LA to Hong Kong was like 15 hours. I slept for 12 hours. I had lunch, I had my dinner, and then fell asleep and woke up for breakfast and we landed. So it's very beneficial. You don't have to worry about, it's all really good for you because you fall asleep through everything. Your jet lag will fit that time slot perfectly, time zone perfectly.
And this one is this is the first time they make it. It's the Road to Reinvent hackathon. They invited some of the community member to take a bus from LA to Las Vegas, and on the trip they need to do hackathon. I didn't apply because after that I saw some picture from the participant. They're just crammed into a very small bus and spunky, and then still need to use the keyboard to make something. And this team is a winning team. They make another keyboard called this one. They just actually it's packaged. Anyway, 6 hours they cannot make anything. It's just a presentation. They make a concept that can complicate your code so to save your job security because nobody understands your code. If you write 3 lines of code, it will make 3,000 files from it. So it is a very interesting hackathon, but I didn't apply because I have a motion sickness on the bus.
Yeah, in the bus they're using Kiro to jam your code, they say. But you say you in the bus.
Yeah. I actually don't have the motion sickness, but I bring my wife, so I couldn't join it. Otherwise, I would join it next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, we got jammed and in the bus it's impossible to code anything.
Yeah, we have 2 more slides. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one. Cyrus and me got the APJ Community Leaders Award. Cyrus is the AWS Hero of the Year. Yeah, congratulations to him.
Old man prize and this one.
So I think these are all the pictures. You guys didn't send me parties pictures, so you have been so excited about parties. But
No party picture is forbidden. It's not safe here. So
okay,
we can share. Yeah.
We described some of it. So
yeah, we're all drunk and do some not safe photos. So
usually at parties, it's always going to be free flow, alcohol, and plenty of food, like free flow food. At the end of the closing of reInvent, we always host the closing party called Replay. Massive event space for everyone. There's like 3-4 tents and a bunch of like random activities. There was one activity. I arrived and I look over and there's this giant claw hand grabbing a car.
I have the video of it, but I didn't put it on the.
I forgot to send that video. They let participants go up and operate this crane that's a hand.
If you guys want to see the video, it's very crazy. You can find it after maybe having the pizza. You can enjoy the crazy scene.
There's all sorts of like games. There was one that was like a typing competition, but instead of like just regular keyboards, it was like massive that you need like 3 people. Like it's 3 people together, and everyone has to push down the keys. Like it's not just typing. It's you see the word, and everyone has to hold down the right keys. And so coordinating that with 3 people, it was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I know. Funny.
There's so many. Yeah. And then there's always a closing party. There's always this celebrity DJ coming to perform. So it's always, and then there's always going to be after parties. Even after that, there's things happening. Yeah. So there's always like we don't know who's going to perform until not even that, but until like the last 2 days. Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah. Even internally, I've the last couple of years, every time I've gone, I've always asked like who's playing, and everyone's so like tight-lipped, everyone's so hush-hush. I always have to like find someone who knows someone who's part of the team that decided it, and only then can I find out. And then by then it's already replayed. So like we've had people like Zed, Zed, we've had Major Lazer, we've had Martin Garrix, we've had a bunch of DJs.
I have no idea, but somehow it's good. Every hall we've got the singer, got the band, got a funny game for you, and then every year it's like and everyone go there.
Because it's all about it's all about networking, learning, meetings. Because there's a lot of meetings with because reInvent's also a very special place to let customers meet with service teams and executives. So usually we'll be in a lot of those meetings as well. So you get a lot of deep insights from the service team, direct conversations. So it's all of this very intensive knowledge and very intensive information you need to let loose somehow. And this is how you do it.
Somehow it's called as someone there is important. I can find the product manager and I know about the detail, and then I somehow report to them directly. And this is somehow it's not just also for myself I go a lot of workshop. In general, I go a lot of workshop to test, to try the new service and do it hands-on. Section is not going in. Section say go YouTube.
To be honest, a lot of the break, we've gotten a lot better for the breakout sessions. They're posted on YouTube very, very early. So most people I talk to, they end up going for either things that can be just watched off YouTube.
Workshop, game days, jam, whatever. This is more hands-on will be more high value for me. I go a lot of reInvent, Go section somehow is you will also you are in jet lag, you listen to talk, just sleep and quickly. Working on something will be better.
So I think you guys have mentioned a lot of fun stuff that you guys, I think most of them couldn't wait for pizza in your videos. So let's wrap it up by the first video that we played of the Amazon.com CTO Werner. So I guess you all have watched the keynote here. So maybe you can work with your thoughts and about the event or about the keynotes of Werner, so we can, after that we can take a piece and then watch the videos. And I think we should also bring one of the very slides.
Yeah. This one is because since it's last time Werner Vogel's having a keynote.
Physical is
unfortunately, you guys cannot get the physical one, but the content is on this website. So it's very amazing. Let's talk about the theme is Renaissance Developer. So the Werner's in the keynote, the theme is talking about how we developers survive in the AI era. So he talked about, can we go back to the previous slide? Yeah, this one is, be curious, things in system, communicate, be the owner, and be the monolith. So I think it's very interesting because in the event week I meet many old friends and we always have the discussion on, hey, is AI everywhere? How it affects your workplaces? And we all think about, how do we as developers survive, especially for juniors? And Werner's used the entire keynote to talk about what he thinks. So I think it's very, if you have time, you can go to YouTube and rewatch the keynote because
he's not talking about technical.
Yeah, he's talking about
philosophy in general every year.
Yeah, why we human developer is different from AI. So it's worth watching. Do you guys have any thoughts after the Werner's keynote?
One sentence that's it's really meaningful to me is because we invent something like from using AI and also technologies, so our customers, our boss can reinvent.
I think I really highly recommend watching some of Werner's talks because he doesn't. One thing that surprises me about it, it's never much about AWS. It's not. It uses AWS as a context, but it's not talking about AWS. He's talking from a developer perspective, and a lot of the points that he made talking about the Renaissance developer really hit the spot. And it hit. There's certain things, especially when he talks things about like thinking in systems. I remember just under a month ago, I did a student university sharing. And one of the questions was, how do junior developers, or how do we break into the developer market? How do you become a developer in the corporate world, given that AI is taking over? And the things that it was very difficult to try and say it in ways that could alleviate their fears, but I think Werner put it very well in taking it at a higher, Every time, you saw his video earlier about working from punch cards, working from assembly to C to C++. We're constantly working towards layers of abstraction, but that doesn't mean that the people who were doing that are out of a job. We're just moving up the layers of abstraction. GenAI is just another layer of abstraction. So when he talks about thinking it from a T-shape, thinking it from a bigger picture, from a bigger design systems perspective, like what we do as solutions architects, I think that's really very aligned, because rather than having to memorize and remember all these coding paradigms, data structures, things like that, it's important, but it's also very important now to think at a higher level how these systems integrate with each other. And the way I'm doing a horrible job consolidating. He is much more eloquent than I am describing that, but it really hit the nail on the head for me on as a developer, what you need to do to kind of thrive in this AI enabled world, because it is another layer of abstraction. So yeah.
Anything good? Good?
Yeah, it's good. And so the talks, this is funny one. Not growing up. everything is informative and
it's usually very full house very quickly because it's the highlight and it's always like it's always the highlight of the
actually all the keynote I go but rollout normally will not miss every year and other keynote might not be good to go but rollout every year is good and
I will always recommend Werner's and Peter DeSantis.
Because it's informative.
Those guys are the other keynotes are good, but as a developer, it's very like corporate level. It's very much designed for executives because there's a lot of storytelling. There's a lot of cool stories about all these enterprise customers, what they do. Like I think for who was it that had Apple?
Sony this year. Sony talking about the demonstration.
They have Apple come in and also do
custom.
So it's like it's very enterprisey. But if you're a developer and you want that low level talk, Peter DeSantis, Dave Brown, and Werner Vogel, even if you look back to the past few years, they jumped into very, very interesting topics that even we didn't know. Like a lot of internal employees, like how the Nitro system comes to be, how that works.
Yeah, the Nitro system is explained.
I was like, wow, this is, especially since a lot of that usually you would think is like secret sauce and not really talk about, and then it's like, oh, here's all this information on how we designed for that.
It's secrets few years ago. Yeah. When the time is it's old news already, so it's not secret anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like, I'm surprised that even then it's that much information, even if it's outdated already, because it's still a roadmap. It's still very interesting, but yeah.
So I think because time is quite limited, I think we should have reserved after the time to talk about this for 4 hours. Anyway, I think today is really fruitful and bring us back to the event. So thanks once again, the panelists today. So before we end today's session for pizza, I think we should take the group photo first. Yeah. So maybe we can invite some of us to sit in the front row, and then you can sit towards the middle. Let's take a group photo first. Yeah.
Okay, everybody ready? 好，3、2、1 ，OK， 好，俾個咪我得唔得？耶 ！OK，